Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Kyle Galvin. I'm a planner here with Innovation Planning Solutions here on behalf of the applicant regarding an application for zoning bylaw amendment for the lands located at 219 and 223 Bayfield Street. The subject lands are highlighted in red in this image. They have an approximate size of 0.1 hectares or 1,036 square meters. The lands have an approximate 30.3 meters of frontage along Bayfield Street and approximately 34.2 meters of frontage along Grove Street East, both of which are municipal streets, with Bayfield classified as an arterial road and Grove Street classified as a minor collector road. Currently, one single detached residential dwelling exists on the property with driveway access to Bayfield Street. The topography of the site is generally flat, but does drop slightly to the south along the property line. The abutting land uses include residential to the north, south, and east, and commercial to the west. This slide depicts the existing conditions of both properties. On the left is 223 Bayfield Street, looking southeast, and on the right is 219 Bayfield, again looking southeast. This slide illustrates the land use designation that currently applies to the subject lands. The subject site, as well as the lands directly abutting the site, are designated city center in the city official plan. Lands designated city center are intended to provide a broad range of retail, service, office, institutional, public, and residential uses to serve the general needs of downtown residents, as well as specialized functions for the entire community and market area. Uses such as retail stores, offices, etc., are to be integrated where possible with residential uses, community facilities, and open space. Northwest across Grove Street is designated institutional, shown in blue. The remainder of the surrounding area is designated as residential. This slide illustrates the planning area of the city the subject site falls within. The lands are designated as commercial in the city's official plan. Goals of the commercial designation include the maintenance, enhancement, and support of the city's role and primary commercial service center of the region, and to encourage the maintenance and expansion of commercial services. The majority of the area surrounding is, again, residential. This slide illustrates the current zoning that applies to the subject lands. The lands are currently zoned residential 2 and commercial 2 with special provision 57 in the city's zoning bylaw. The residential 2 zone pertains to 219 Bayfield Street in brown, and the commercial 2 zone pertains to 223 Bayfield Street in red. The special provision in the zoning for 223 Bayfield is to limit the commercial uses on the property. As you can see, this area along Bayfield is a mix of residential and commercial uses. As the city develops, it is the direction of the official plan for this stretch of Bayfield to become a commercial corridor, as shown in the previous slide. This slide displays the subject land's position relative to surrounding land uses. So the surrounding uses include low and medium density residential to the north and east. There are commercial uses to the west and south, and a pocket of institutional to the northwest, which I think is the YMCA. This slide depicts the conceptual site plan. The concept for the development is an adaptive reuse of the existing building for commercial real estate office. No new structures are proposed to be built at this time. Access to the property is proposed from Grove Street, leading to a parking area at the rear of the building. A 3-meter landscape buffer is proposed for neighboring residential properties. The proposal includes a 1-meter road widening along Bayfield and a 1.5-meter road widening along Grove Street, as well as a 10 by 10 meter daylight triangle at the intersection of Bayfield and Grove Street. We have completed a zoning analysis for the proposed development as illustrated in this chart. I won't go through each development standard, but the proposal meets all zoning requirements as currently proposed. This slide depicts the reports and studies that will form the submission application. The requirements are for a planning justification report, including a comments response matrix resulting from any questions or comments at today's meeting, a draft zoning bylaw minute and schedule map, a functional servicing report, an illumination study, a traffic impact analysis, landscape plans with a tree inventory and assessment, a tree preservation and removal plan, and a survey. In conclusion, this development represents an appropriate adaptive reuse of the existing building to a commercial real estate office on lands designated for commercial use. It is appropriate growth within Barrie's built-up area and makes efficient use of existing services. The proposal is consistent with the applicable planning policies. Thank you for your time. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have regarding the proposal, and I can bring up any of the previous slides if you would like to go back to see them.